Eduard Douwes Dekker, the 2nd of March 1820 to 19 February 1887, better known by his pen name Multatuli, from Latin Multatuli, I have suffered much, was a Dutch writer famous for his satirical novel Max Havelaar, 1860, which denounced the abuses of colonialism in the Dutch East Indies, today's Indonesia. Biography. Douwes Dekker was born in Amsterdam. His father was a ship's captain and intended his son for a career in trade. This humdrum prospect disgusted Douwes Dekker, and in 1838 he obtained a post as a civil servant on the island of Java. During the period between 1848 and 1851, Douwes Dekker eventually rose to serve as assistant resident in various regencies in the Indonesian archipelago, including Natal, North Sumatra, Manado in Sulawesi, and Ambon in the Moluccas. In 1857 he was transferred to Lebak, in the Banten Residency of Java, now Banten Province. By this time, however, all the secrets of Dutch administration were known to him, and he had begun to openly protest about the abuses of the colonial system. Consequently, he was threatened with dismissal from his office for his openness of speech. Douwes Dekker resigned his appointment and returned to the Netherlands. He was determined to expose in detail the scandals he had witnessed, and he began to do so in newspaper articles and pamphlets. Little notice, however, was taken of his protestations until, in 1860, he published his novel Max Havelaar under the pseudonym of Multatuli. Douwes Dekker's new pseudonym, which is derived from Latin, means, I have suffered much, or, more literally, I have borne much, referring to himself, as well as, it is thought, to the victims of the injustices he saw. An attempt was made to suppress the inflammatory book, but in vain. It was read all over Europe. Colonialist apologists accused Douwes Dekker's horrific depictions of being hyperbolic. Multatuli now began his literary career, and published love letters, 1861, which, in spite of their mild title, were mordant, unsparing satires. Although the literary merit of Multatuli's work was widely criticized, he received an unexpected and most valuable ally in Karel Vosma, who published a book, The Sower, 1874. Praising him, he continued to write much, and to publish his miscellanies in uniform volumes called Ideas, of which 7 appeared between 1862 and 1877 and also contain his novel Woutertje Pietus, Little Walter Petrus. Douwes Dekker left the Netherlands, and went to live in Ingelheim am Rijn near Mainz, where he made several attempts to write for the stage. One of his pieces, The School for Princes, published in 1875 in the 4th volume of Ideas, expresses his nonconformist views on politics, society and religion. He moved his residence to Nieder-Ingelheim, on the Rhine, where he died in 1887. Douwes Dekker had been one of Sigmund Freud's favorite writers. He heads the list of 10 good books which Freud drew up in 1907. In June 2002, the Dutch Maatschappij der Nederlands Letterkunde, Society of Dutch Literature, proclaimed Multatuli the most important Dutch writer of all time. Multatuli's brother, Jan Douwes Dekker, is a grandfather of Ernest Douwes Dekker, also known as Dana Dirha Setiabudi, a national hero of Indonesia. Douwes is commonly thought, wrongly, to be his middle name. Douwes Dekker is the combined form of both of his grandparents' last names, chosen after they couldn't decide which of their names they should give him. Bibliography. Selection. Works appeared during Multatuli's lifetime. 1859 Geloofsbelijdenis, Dennis. Profession of Faith. Published in the Freethinkers magazine, De Dageraad. The Dawn. 1859 Brief aan de Kiezers te Amsterdam omtrent de keus van den afgevaardigden verband met Industri Specialiteiten en Batic Saldos. Letter to the voters in Amsterdam about the choice of a deputy related to Indian specialties and discretion determines balances. Amsterdam. J. De Ruyter. 1860 Indruk en van den Dag. Impressions of the Day. 1860 Max Havelaar. Book. Max Havelaar of de Koffige Veilingen den Nederlandse Handelmaatschappij. Max Havelaar. Or the Coffee Auctions of the Dutch Trading Company. 1860 Brief AANDs. W. Franken RZN. Letter to Ds. W. Franken RZN. 1860 Brief AAN den Governor-General in Rust. Letter to the retired Governor-General. 1860 AAN de Stedgerechtigden in het Kies District Tiel. To the voters in the electoral district of Tiel. 1860 Max Havelaar AAN Multatuli. Max Havelaar to Multatuli. 1861 Het Gebt van den Onwetende. The Prayer of the Ignorant. 1861 W. Wijs mij de plaats waar ik gezaaid heb. Show me the place where I have sown. 1861 Minnebrieven. Love letters. 1862 Overvrijen Arbeid in Nederland in die ende tegenwoordig colonial agitatie. About free labor in the Dutch Indies and the present colonial agitation. Brochure. 1862 Brief AAN Quintilianus. Letter to Quintilianus. 1862 IDENI. Ideas 1. Includes the start of the Movel Wouterchapitis. 1862 Japansche Gesprechen. Japanese Conversations. 1863 De School des Levens. The School of Life. 1864-1865 Ideen E. 1864 De Bruid daarboven. Toneelspel JF Bedridven. The Bride Up There. Play in 5 acts. 1865 Bloemlezing door Multatuli. Anthology by Multatuli. Amsterdam. R. C. Meyer. P. 1-296. 1865 De Zegen Gods door Waterloo. The Blessing of God by Waterloo. 1865 Frans Riemann. French Rhymes. 1865 Herdrukon. Reprints. 1865 Verspreidstukken. Scattered pieces taken from reprints. 1867 NN Andernar Aanleiding van Boschasproezen en Nederland. 1869-1870 Kozerien. Seminars. 1869 De Maatschappij tot Nutgang den Javan. The Society Useful for the Javanese. 1870-1871 Ideen E. 1872-1873 Million and Studien. Million Studies. 1870 Divagation over Zeke soort van Liberalismus. Deliberations about a certain kind of liberals. 1870 Noggins. Vrije Arbeid in Nederland Indie. Again. Free labor in Dutch East Indies. 1871 Duizend en enig hoofdstukken over specialiteiten. 1000 and some more chapters on specialties. 1872 Brief AAN den Koning. Letter to the King. 1872 IDENIV. Contains the play Vorsten School. School of Princes. 1873 IDENV. 1873 IDENV. 1874-1877 Ideen 7. 1875 Vorstadt School. Drama in 5 Bedridven. School of Princes. 4 editions in 1875. 1876 Bloemlezing door Heloise. Mimi Hamming Scheppel. Anthology by Heloise. Amsterdam. G. L. Funke. Published after his death. 1887 On Uitwerktabelages. Unfinished Leaves. 1891 Aliad. Twee fragmenten uitn on Uitwerkblijspel. Aliad. 2 excerpts from an unfinished comedy. Play. Anthologies. 1880 De Geschiedenis van Wouterchapitis. uitzijnideen verzameld zijn wedua. 2 parts. The history of Woutertje from his ideas collected by his widow. 1888 to 1889 Multatuli. Verzamelde werken eerst na tijdje door gerangschikte uitgeeft bezorgd door zijn weduwe. 10 parts. Multatuli. Collected works. First edition ranked to time order by his widow. 1919 Bloemlezing uit Multatuli's werken. Anthology of Multatuli's work. A selection from his works. Introduced by J. van den Berg. 1937 Bloemlezing. Verzamelden Inglead door Julius P. Acuti. Anthology. Collected and introduced by Julius P. Acuti. 1950 to 1995 Voltigewerken van Multatuli. 25 parts. Complete works of Multatuli. Redaction. Garmstuiveling and Hans van den Berg. 2 editions. 1955 Barbetje Moethangen. Verhalen. Parabellen. Aphorismen. Collected and explained by Garmstuiveling. Letters and other publications. 1890–1896 Brieven van Multatuli. Bijdragen tot de kennis van zijnleven. 11. Gerangschikt toegelicht door M. Douwes Dekker Geb. Haminck Scheppel. 10 delen. Amsterdam. W. Verslies. Uitgeverij. Letters by Multatuli. Contributions to the knowledge of his life. Ranked and explained by M. Douwes Dekker born Haminck S. 2nd edition. 1912. 1905 Multatuli. Frauenbrevier. Anthology and translation to German by Wilhelm Spohr. Ruetten and Leining. Frankfurt am Main. 55 German marks. 1948 Multatuli literature. Lijst der Geschriften van en over Eduard Douwes Dekker. Door A. J. de Meer. Multatuli literature. List of the writings of and about Eduard Douwes Dekker. 1949 Max Havelaar. According to the manuscript. By Professor. Dr. Garmstuiveling. Amsterdam. G. A. van Oorschot. 1987 Max Havelaar. Edition Willem Frederick Hermans after the 5th edition. The last edition edited by the author. 1987 Multatuli literature 1948–1977. Lijst der Geschriften van en over Eduard Douwes Dekker. By P. C. van der Planck. 1992 Multatuli. Max Havelaar of de Kofferveling en der Nederlandse Handelsmaatschappij uitgegeven en toegelicht. Door Anne-Marie Ketz VRE. Uitgeverij Prometheus Bert Bakker Amsterdam. ISBN 90-351-1955-X. Scientific edition. 1995 Multatuli. Max Havelaar. Or the Coffee Auctions of the Dutch Trading Company. 1995. ISBN 0-14-044516-1. See also. W. R. Van Hervel. Sources. This article incorporates text from a publication now in the public domain. Chisholm. Hugh. ed. 1911. Article name needed. Encyclopaedia Britannica. 11th ed. Cambridge University Press. 150 jar Max Havelaar. Multatuli Museum. Max Havelaar Foundation. Works by Multatuli at Project Gutenberg. Works by or about Multatuli at Internet Archive. Works by Multatuli at LibriVox. Public domain audiobooks. Here the first pages of the Max Havelaar in Dutch and read a rough English translation.